Hi Pisces, welcome to your reading for December 2024. So how are you doing, Pisces? I hope that you are doing well. We've got the Oracle decks I'm going to be using for the reading in front of me. So let's get into it. Let me tell you the pre-reading meditation first. I'm a bit dazed from that meditation. If I sound a bit off, it's because of that. So yours, the first thing I saw were rings, like rings that you wear on your fingers. And then I saw it was like two rings being buried in soil in the ground. So they would have been like wedding rings, like an engagement ring, a wedding ring, like that belonged to a couple, and they were being buried in the ground. So once they were buried, soon after, very quickly after, something started to grow, and it turned out to be like a golden tree, and I got the word specifically flourishing. So it was like flourishing where the rings had been buried. A tree was growing out of there and it was flourishing, as I say, gold tree, and it had rings on it as well. It had different rings on it, and then people were coming and taking the rings off and putting them on like it was a gift to them. And it was as if because those rings had been buried, it was like being able to share a gift with other people. So the thought comes to mind of, obviously I always encourage and invite everyone to get their own interpretation if this means something for you. And this may only be for one person because this is a really unusual one. Say if you're in a couple of any kind, whether it is a typical man-woman, woman-woman, man-man, whatever kind of couple you're in, there may be something quite inspiring about your coupling that sets an example. I'm getting friendship, so it could be a friendship, something about a friendship, but it's something about it setting an example for others, and inspiring others in some way, and there's a gift in that somehow, again, whether it's friendship, romantic, could even be like family, like a mother father, not mother father, sorry, well, it could be mother father, mother daughter, mother son, father daughter, father son, siblings, whatever. There's just something about inspiring it. Clearly the rings show a connection, a bond, and a level of commitment to a relationship, but it doesn't have to be romantic. But there's something very inspiring about that to other people, and I feel like it's you and someone else. Those rings belong to you and someone else, and there's something inspiring that you're able to share and help others with that. Yeah, so I will leave that there. If that means anything to you at all, or you come up with your own interpretation, feel you are very welcome to share that. That was and I get some really unusual stuff, like really, really unusual stuff. But that one was really unique. So yeah, anyway, let's get on with it. So messages, we're starting off with a message from Oracle of the Unicorns. I chose this deck because I feel it's quite light-hearted. Not that I'll sugarcoat the message if it's heavy, and I never would, but I wanted something light-hearted because after Pluto's shift out of Capricorn into Aquarius, it's things are heavy and life in general can get heavy. The world is heavy, so yeah. And of course, with it being Sagittarius season as well, Sagittarius is connected to horses. Unicorns are kind of horses, aren't they? In a way, or a version of horses. So I thought that would be a good option. So what do we need to know for Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising for September? Why am I saying September? December 2024. Did something happen in September that was significant for you or to you? December 2024, not September. Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising. Why am I saying it again? It's not September. Feel free, if anything significant happened to you in September, feel free to share, because I don't know why I keep saying it. December 2024, please. Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising. Right, we have compassion, and I'm getting that, you know that song September, I don't even know the lyrics. Do you remember something about September? It's like a disco song by, was it Earth, Wind and, it wasn't Earth, Wind and Fire, was it? It might have been Earth, Wind and Fire, actually. Do you remember what happened in September? So anyway, you've got compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. I almost feel like you might be sharing some sort of lesson or experience with others, and it inspires them. Let's get your tarot cards out. So what do we need to know for Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising, please? Pisces, I feel like I need to give these a really good shuffle. It doesn't feel cleared enough. What else do we need to know for Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising? All right, I think that's enough. Right, Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising for December, not September. Right, so you have the Eight of Wands. That is actually a Sagittarius card, Mercury in Sagittarius. You got the Page of Cups under. Whoa, okay. Well, I did say, didn't I, that you may be sharing something that's valuable to others. With the Eight of Wands, that can be communication, information. Page of Cups is vulnerability, so it wouldn't surprise me. You might be sharing a story or something, and we'll get the other cards out. Temperance is another Sagittarius card. Sagittarius, I believe, is said to be the storyteller, or can be connected to that kind of storyteller energy. Wow. I really get this kind of inkling that you might, for at least one person, you might be saying or doing something that's quite inspiring for others. Let's see what else. Whoop, God, dramatic. What else comes out? Death card. What was that? Death card and Two of Swords. Okay. That Star card is inspiration, and the Ace of Swords can be inspiration as well. Well, healing with the Star, the Three of Swords and the Star together. That looks like healing, and this is the external energy external to you. What was under here? Ten of Cups, Ace of Wands. You may not realize how potentially inspiring you can be to others, to be honest. You might not realize that. Okay, let's have a look at these cards with the clarifier. So we've got the Eight of Wands, Page of Cups as the primary energy. Bear with me, I don't know if I can reach that. Let me see if I can take the mic off and not tear it down and get that. Okay, it is the Queen of Cups. Let's put the mic back on. If anyone's wondering why I'm not using a Bluetooth mic, it's because I like old school wires. Same with headphones as well. I prefer things that you plug in than Bluetooth, so it is what it is. Right, Three of Cups, but it's reversed. The Magician. The Knight of Swords. If I can actually pick it up. And the Five of Cups. It feels like you are probably sharing, again, I'm just going to reiterate what I've already said. You may be sharing a story with others where there's a situation that you've been involved in, where at the time you may not have been supported, and it's like you had to get yourself through it. With the Queen of Cups and the Magician, you had to work your own way through that. But with the Knight of Swords, you sharing this story, if there's grief involved, and grief doesn't have to be through death, it can be through death, but loss of any kind, whether it's a relationship, whatever the situation is, pain, health issues, whatever, you sharing that story, it can help others in some way, shape or form. And it's even like, there's something about gratitude in, I know it looks weird to say gratitude in the Five of Cups, but gratitude, you know, like when you're grateful that someone understands what you've been through. understands your pain. It looks like that to me as well. Okay. Someone might be sharing, oh God. Someone might be sharing, sorry to put it like that, a story of where they've experienced being around a literal narcissist. I'm not talking about when we just throw the word narcissist around for everyone and everything. I mean like someone who, like, if they had a psychological test, they would literally be diagnosed as a narcissist. There's that. There's the possibility of someone sharing a story of some sort of domestic abuse as well. Yeah. And I get the feeling that it can involve where the family was not, or the people around them weren't supportive or helpful when they were in that situation. That may be just for one person. But it's like you had to get yourself through something. And this also, it may be like, is it cathartic and therapeutic to you where you get in this story out, even if it's that you only share what happened with one person. It could be with one person, it could be online, it could be a literal story in a book or something. You've got the forgiveness will set you free here message in this card. It may help you to forgive the situation, because sometimes this Five of Cups for me, there is a connection to forgiveness here. Sometimes it looks like someone's begging for forgiveness, but it can be that you are forgiving something as well. But it can be any situation again, could be health, could be anything, could be as simple as a relationship breakdown, just a typical, not abusive, just a typical relationship breakdown, anything at all. That's just your story that you've experienced. It could be to do with awakening. You've experienced an awakening and you're talking about that, anything at all. Right, so Death card, Two of Swords. So again, if there's loss involved, it doesn't have to be loss through death, but you could have had some decisions or difficult decisions to make if someone passed. I'm talking about in the past. I'm not predicting anything coming up in the present, but you may have had, all sorts of stuff is coming in now. Some difficult decisions to make around that. Yeah, shall I say literally what's coming in? Again, may only be for one person, but the loss of a child. Could even be just like, well, not just, but a miscarriage or something as well. But decisions that would have had to be made around that. Let's see what the tarot cards tell us. So we've got decisions, Two of Pentacles, things that needed to be done. And this is, I'm sorry this is so heavy, Pisces, but I'm getting something about funeral arrangements. And I'm referring to the past. I'm not predicting any death in the future. Possible funeral arrangements. And with the Death card, that's not the first meaning I get. I don't get literal death from the Death card very often. Very, very rarely, to be honest. It's usually for me change, transformation, letting go. But it is this one in the past, as a past energy is coming up here. I'm hearing loss of a spouse as well, so that could be for someone, and you share a story around how you moved forward after that. Again, decisions, with the Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. And then I'm hearing the phrase, think straight again. I had to, something about having to be able to think straight again. Yeah. Judgment, wow. How many cards about decisions are you going to get? You got the Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Judgment. They all feel like a decision around loss, letting go, changing. Could be to do with awakening as well, as I said. You would have had to have compassion for yourself above all, and maybe still do, and that will be taken out to other people as well. So Page of Swords. Bloody hell. How many cards are you going to get around thinking about things and decisions? So decisions. You would have probably had a decision to make. Part of the decision would be to have a new truth. Like say if you lost a spouse or something, you're going to get some new truth from that. And that will kind of help you to heal and help you to start again. With that Page of Pentacles. Again, apply this if it resonates, because this feels like quite a specific reading, to be honest. But if it does resonate, apply it as it resonates. Don't try to make it fit. And yeah. But yeah, decisions would have had to be made, new truths found, so that you can heal and or begin to heal and start again. I should have known this was going to be a bit of a heavier reading, because when I said, oh, I chose the unicorn deck because it was lighter, it's only in your reading I felt this. I was kind of thinking, oh God, I bet it's probably going to be heavy. I did think that. Just intuitively, it was kind of like, oh, this is probably going to be heavy because I've said that. But right, so Two of Wands and Temperance. This is the challenge here. You may be deciding whether or not you want to share your story at this point in time, or if you should keep it to yourself with the Seven of Swords there. So you might not have told it yet, but the point is that this is all about whether or not you share it. We've got the Fool. This is a risk, taking a risk, or it might feel like a risk to you sharing that. Again, though, that concept is coming up that it will be quite healing and therapeutic to you to share. Try again. So we have the Nine of Wands, the High Priestess, Ace of Cups. Why is it in reverse? I think it's meant to be upright. Yeah, up. I'm getting up. It's because when I put it in the deck, I probably didn't turn it round. I know in the last reading it was in reverse, and I do thoroughly sort the decks and shuffle them, but I guess I missed that one. Again, it's about sharing, the decision to share this. With the Nine of Wands here, it does give a bit of I, shouldn't I type energy. But it feels encouraging. It feels like, yes, it is worth it. It is worth sharing what you've been through and how you managed to keep going. The High Priestess for me is you kind of consulting your intuition to make the decision of whether it's worth letting it out or not. And again, the High Priestess can be secretive as well, can't she? So overall, it is just the question, should I share it or not? Should I let it out? Ace of Cups is sharing, and it's compassion as well. And it's like, when you share that, it multiplies. When you share your love and your compassion, it multiplies. It's like those rings, isn't it? That you put 2 rings in the ground, bury them, and then a tree grows out with loads of rings on it, and they can be shared with other people. So that comes to mind as well. So this is the challenge, is deciding whether or not to share, basically. Let's look at external energies to you. I said this looks like you sharing your story is going to be healing and inspiring to other people. That's what that feels like, to be honest with you. Anything else? Queen, she shares her story and she welcomes other people's stories in. So yeah. This has got to be up. The Moon. Six of Swords. I did not do a good job of turning the cards upright from the last reading. I did honestly sort them out properly, but I just clearly missed some. Right, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. Yeah, it's very nurturing. What you would be doing by sharing is very, very nurturing to those who are in need. Maybe they're not able to get compassion because I said at the beginning, it's like you had to go through this by yourself and deal with it by yourself. Maybe there's people out there where they're having or have had to go through something by themselves, and it's almost like you sharing the story. It makes them feel connected. It makes them feel that compassion that they haven't had, that they've lacked. The Moon, the Six of Swords. Again, it's choosing to let it out will help you to move on, can help you to move on. I feel like something else came in and I missed it. Some things come up sometimes that I don't really want to say, but it's like, if the message is there, you got to say it. There could be something around sexual abuse here as well, potentially. Homelessness comes to mind as well with that Five of Pentacles. Right, so this now is what you need to be more aware of, and I just blatantly think it's the power that you could have to inspire people with that Ten of Cups, and how much this will help you, again, help you to move on as well by sharing. I think he's still recovering. I'm looking at that Five of Pentacles and the Tower as a future energy. There's something about still recovering there. Anyway, the Star, the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Very inspiring energy. And it helps with creating fresh starts. Strength card. Yeah, your strength is inspiring. It will be inspiring if you share. And it will sort of show, again, it's just showing others how you overcame and that they can overcome too. And yeah. And to keep fighting as well, like people who are in situations where they're vulnerable and where there are others involved who have taken advantage of them or abusive towards them. Your strength in whatever situation you've been in is very inspiring to those people. So let's look at this curious future energy of the Five of Pentacles and the Tower. Let's see what comes out for this. So, as I said, you may still be recovering. This could also be the energies of situations involving others as well. And it could be people who come to you for help if this is not directly you. It's making me think, at one point in my life, I did volunteer training with, it was the, what do you call it, Women's Aid for women who are victims of domestic abuse. And the way they define domestic abuse, it isn't just like male partners. It could be anything in the home. So it could be that they're abused by other family members, if they're in a lesbian couple or something as well. Any form of abuse that takes form in the home by anyone in the home. And I did some volunteering with them. I was hoping to go on and do to work with them, but by the time, because there was a waiting list to actually do the volunteer work with them because they're that popular, by the time they actually contacted me and said, oh, we've got roles available for you to volunteer, I'd already found another job because obviously I needed to get paid as well. So I needed to work and get paid, and I didn't have enough time to do the volunteer work as well. But it's reminded me of that with this Five of Pentacles Tower, like a women's refuge or something, or even a homelessness, what do you call it, like a shelter, homeless shelter, or something to that effect, hostel type thing. Where we've got the Lovers, we've got the Knight of Cups, Seven of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, the Hanged Man. Let me get one for the Hanged Man. Again, there's that inspiring energy. This would be really great for your spiritual development with that Hanged Man if you share. It would really help your spiritual development and you would connect with people. You've got that King of Wands. So again, it's a very inspiring energy. So for others, in terms of if this represents others, again, that very much inspiring energy, how in showing people how to, or helping people to kind of move on, to make sure they're pursuing their dreams, to stand up for themselves, to change their lives. If this is you, if this Five of Pentacles and Tower is you, there's something about what's happened or what's going on with you. The story's not finished yet, and there's more. Bear with me a minute. Let me just have a good look at the cards and see what I feel from them. It does feel like more like it's to others, so the Five of Pentacles Tower, but I do have to try and look at it from the perspective of being you as well, and I'm just trying to put my finger on what it is. Because that is a future energy, potential future energy. I would say part of it is leaving the past behind, so maybe it is more so about moving on once and for all. There could be something that happens that creates a dramatic shift, But because of the clarifiers, for you I'm talking about, but because of the clarifiers, it's like you've got that fight in you that you're not going to let that tear you down. Like, if anything, even if you do have to leave something behind or something falls apart, it's beneficial to you because you get to rebuild. You're still going to follow your dreams, stand up for what you want, stand up for yourself, etc. And it will assist in your spiritual development as well. There is the possibility that you could... Oh God, the candle just went out as well. That scared me, strangely. Do I want to say it? I have to say it because it's come up. There could be some mental health related stuff that comes up for you in the future, potentially. That is a possibility. I'm going to leave the candle out because I'm not doing any more readings today after this one, and there's not much more of this left, so I might as well just leave it out. There could be some mental health stuff that comes up, to be honest. That's something that came in. You know, like sometimes you can feel like, especially if you get depressed and stuff like that, you can feel like you're doing better, and then you can get triggered and things go downhill. But as I say, because of the clarifiers that have come out, if this is about you and not other people, helping other people, this particular part of the reading in the future, I feel like it can almost be like a wake-up call. Like when I've said that one of the worst phases of depression I went through in February, well, started in February this year. It took longer to get over than that, or to get past than that. But it was a real kick up the arse, and I was really just... whatever little bit of self-love or fight that I had left in me, it just kept telling me, we don't want to feel like this, we don't want to feel like this. And that kept me going and kept me moving forward and kept me alive, basically. So I don't know if something like that potentially could come up in the future. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but I've got to say what's coming up in the cards. But as I say, with these kind of cards, these are really positive. So it's almost like from whatever struggles or whatever it is this could represent, if it is for you, it just pushes you even more to overcome, to be honest with you. If someone's involved in an abusive relationship, or there was an abusive partner involved in the situation and you've left them already, something could come up with that. But again, it just pushes you to fight harder. Whatever happens here, it looks like it pushes you to fight harder. Okay. But again, remember that I also said if this is not you specifically, it can be you assisting others that are in this situation with that Five of Pentacles and the Tower, where things are falling apart for them and you're there to help them. You're able to help them in some way. It may even be that if something happens with you where things fall apart for you in the future, if you've made these connections and already shared this story, the one thing that happens is that you get support from these people that you helped. So I'm going to put these on top of here, getting my cards mixed up now. And let's look at the final bit of advice, which is the Seven of Wands and the Hanged Man. Well, obviously there's that whole concept of surrender with the Hanged Man, and then you've got the Seven of Wands, which it shows it's standing up for something. It's standing up for what's right, isn't it? Or what's important. We've got the Ace of Wands, inspiration again. We've got the Page of Cups. That vulnerability, the opening up. You have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, it's saying that you can build something from that by opening up, by sharing. Again, inspirational, and you can build something from that, whether it's physically or just emotionally, mentally, you know, like building up emotional resilience. I know that would typically be the King of Cups, but if you are emotionally resilient and master your emotions, then it helps you to move forward in life and build a better life for yourself, doesn't it? You've got the Sun, there's potential there. Knight of Wands, Six of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. So it's like you're able to, if you're inspiring to others, you can help them take things in a new direction. And putting yourself out there and sharing your story, it's inspiring to you too, knowing that you've had an impact on other people. So you can also take things in a new direction. And it may be that it's just that you got to be willing to, this is a new direction for you. If you're willing to share your story and your experiences, this is a new direction for you in general. The sun opening up as well, the Six of Wands being seen, the Eight of Pentacles being willing to, it's part of doing the work, isn't it? Like, again, when I said about healing, so we've got the Tower on the bottom, the Eight of Cups, the healing, what was I going to say now? Part of the healing process for you could potentially be sharing the story. So that is doing the work as well, putting yourself out there, being seen, sharing your story. It is doing the work, and it builds you up as well. It builds up your confidence, etc. So again, the main theme seemed to be if you're going to be able to open up and share, and the power that your compassion could have, or make people feel that that there's compassion out there for them through you sharing. So let's get you a final card of guidance from the postcards from Spirit. I'll be honest, that Five of Pentacles and Tower is still bothering me. It is still bothering me. Well, not bothering, but I just feel like there's more to it that's just not seen. And the thing with the Tower is, the point with the Tower is that we don't see it. It's very rare that you would know what the Tower is going to be. It's one of those, and it's like the moon, isn't it? Things that are hidden. Towers are often sudden or dramatic events that you're not going to know what it is. So final message for Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising for December 2024. That was very dramatic. What do we have? There could be, okay, I'll be honest, something in that Tower card and the Five of Pentacles, there could be something about someone's home or living situation that comes up that changes quite suddenly with the Five of Pentacles and the Tower. That is a potential. But again, as I said, I feel like it's still, even if something happens there, it still helps you to move forward, or you'll move forward from it and still do whatever it is you need to do to keep going. Okay, I think that's it now. I don't think there's anything else about that. It's still going to bother me. Anyway, right. So your message is, dearest you, as you think, so you will experience life. Thoughts are that powerful and they need minding. Let the unruly, chaotic ones settle down so they serve you or get released instead of wreaking havoc. These thoughts arise when connected to the energy of fear and often masquerade as truth. Yet the real truth is that essentially all is well. Of course, you have thoughts that are positive, strong, organized, accepting, creative, open, and so on. Those are the ones we want you to keep thinking, and they have a less frantic quality. They're stimulating in a good way and don't get away from you. How do you keep an inner eye on your thoughts? Meditate and leave judgment out of the mix. Everyone has those fearful thoughts. Love them, love yourself, and then choose the thoughts you want the world to reflect back. Life is not as hard as you think. Loving you so much. That meditate part, when I did the readings, the Pluto in entering Aquarius readings, I'm pretty sure in your reading, Pisces, so it would have been for Pisces, Sun and Rising, it was saying about that, oh God, what is it? Grounding and releasing rituals will be essential to you, because with Pluto in Aquarius, Pluto is now in your 12th house, which can have a lot to do with mental health and kind of being in your mind a lot more than you normally would. So it was that the grounding and releasing rituals would help you to stay grounded, and if there's any creativity or anything that's playing on your mind, to be able to let that out and ground yourself is really important. And that's what comes to mind here actually as well, where it says meditate. But overall with this message, if there is any fear about sharing your story or whatever it is here, you know, you probably want to let that go. And also where it says all is well, again, I said that it seems like you would be quite inspiring if you share your story. That would inspire others to believe that all is well, or all will be well too. So I think we will leave it there. Yeah, we'll leave it there for now. That was unique reading. I don't know what else to say about it. Again, if you want a personal reading or you want to see the written daily tarot readings, then go to the description box for links to that. I'll be back in December, very likely for shorts, as my energy is low as we're getting to the end of the year, which I'm sure it is for many people. So yeah, I'm just trying to conserve my energy and do the best I can. But I hope that December is okay for you. Well, I hope it's great for you, if possible. Let's not say okay, let's set a higher standard than that. I hope December is great for you. And until I see you again, take care.